This document I saved.
Was this
A copy of this in Yad Vashem, and a copy of this is in the Holocaust Museum.
the last letter you got from your parents?
Yeah.
And what do we see here?
In this picture we see the box that I was put in for that I spent 18 hours in, transporting me from Chus to Mishkolz because of a Jew not being able to travel. And the back of the box there is holes which are not visible for air.
And who's that person in the picture?
And in the picture with me is, he sent me this picture after the war, is the guy who saved me, Jakob Janos.
And what do we see here?
In this picture is where we had the ceremony in Yad Vashem for Jakob Janos as a righteous Gentile. We see in the back Mr. Harry Horowitz, the representative of Prime Minister Begin, my son Stephen, my sister Rivka, my wife Helen, and myself, and Jakob Janos lighting the flame, and two representatives of Yad Vashem.
And when was this taken?
This was taken in 1975.
When you had brought Mr. Janos to Israel?
And when he came to Israel for this purpose.
And what do we see here?
Here we see where we planted a tree, like they plant a tree in Yad Vashem for every righteous Gentile on the Avenue of the Righteousness. On the bottom is his name, Jakob Janos in Hebrew and in English, Hungary, and on the top is me and him shaking hands.
And this was during that same visit when you came?
The same day.
And here?
Here we see Prime Minister Ben-Gurion receiving me in Tel Aviv. We had met in Germany once before, and he remembered me, and this was one of the great events of my life to have been received by him.
When was this?
This was in 1962.
Bye.
And here?
And here we see also an eventful event in my life when I had the honor of greeting Mrs. Eleanor Roosevelt in my hotel, and I had the privilege of driving her home to New York.
Where was this?
This was in 1968.
Where?
In Long Beach.
Which hotel was
in the Atlantic Hotel.
Here we go.
Okay, and here what do we see?
In this picture we see the celebration of the Hanukkah Sabbais on a study hall that I built in memory in the name of my father and mother. Since I wasn't able to have no tombstone, no keverovers, this is my keverovers that I built a hall in their name. Sitting there you see the old Vizhnitz Rebbe of Hamayer Hager, who is no more here. The present Vizhnitz Rebbe is next to him on the left, Reb Moshe Hager, and next to him you see me sitting, Ben Tenenbaum, at the celebration of this Hanukkah Sabbais.
Where was this taken?
This was done in the study hall that I built.
Where was this built?
In Bnei Brak in Israel.
And when was this?
This was in 1978.
And here's your family, and who are these people?
On the top is my oldest son, Baruch Hersh, or as we call him, Bert, and his son, William. My younger son, from the left to right, my younger son, Stephen, and his son, Daniel. On the bottom row, from the left, is my wife, Helen, my daughter-in-law, Susan, and my daughter-in-law, Julie. And in the bottom is my oldest grandson, Shmuel Yosef, or Sam, and next to him is Emily, Sarah.
And here?
Here you can see myself a few weeks ago, it is actually on March 21st, 1995, being received in the White House for a day of briefing and for a dinner with the President. Clinton.
Now, Mr. Tenenbaum, would you please introduce us to your family?
Yes, sitting next to me is my wife, Helen, whose maiden name was Warhaft, born in Atlantic City, and the mother of my two sons. Behind me is my older sister, Rivke Adler-Meyerowitz, who was a survivor of Auschwitz, and who was with me, a partner in my business all my years, was with me since we liberated. We were always together. And on the other side is Brima Waldman, who married my uncle's son, who we referred to before, and she has kind of even great-grandchildren already. And she also survived Auschwitz. We were also together most of the time since the survival.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tenenbaum. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome, sir.
If anyone would like to say anything this time, as a message to the...
Yeah, survivor from 12 children.
My sister is too emotional. She cannot talk much. We were just very thrilled that my brother was saved because he meant everything to my parents and to all of us. I was the seventh girl and he was right after me. And my father wanted more than anything in the world to have him alive. And we did everything possible to this very day to make him comfortable. We still love him.
Thank you very much.